So hi guys, good morning. Um, this is gonna be our very first back testing video for today, for this week, right? And as you all know, my name is Mr. Daba. I'm both a forex and a crypto trader. I also teach forex and crypto. I also do have a course where I have explained simple concepts you need to start making your first $1 trading, right? And I'll leave the link in the description below. Okay, for those of you who are interested in getting this course. Now, today's video, I want to talk about something very simple, right? This concept I want to talk about is one of the concepts that this was one of the very first concepts I started trading with when I first came into trading. And trust me, I can tell you that even till today, most of my trading ideas revolve around this concept. Okay. In fact, basically almost every trading idea you can think about revolves around this concept. And that concept is simply the concept of supply and demand. All right. Supply and demand. Now you all know what supply and demand is. It's not new. It's not a new term. Supply and demand is not new to anybody. Right? Supply and demand is not new. So you know when price moves taps on a particular position more than once, that area becomes an area of what supply. And then if price breaks through it, that area becomes an area of what resistance. Okay, so this is simply the concept of supply and demand. So price would have to tap on a particular zone at least twice, right, and reject for that zone to be called a zone of what supply. Then when we see a breakout on that zone becomes a level of what resistance. All right, it turns into resistance. That becomes support turn resistance. What you can call supply turn demand. Right now, we're gonna be backtesting this in the chat, and I'm gonna be showing you why many persons get this wrong. Why many at times it seems as if it doesn't work. Okay, now for more clarity, right, I want you guys to note this is not a comprehensive course. This is purely a back testing video. If you want to get a comprehensive course, I have a comprehensive course and I've been able to slash down the price from 100 USD to just 25 USD. Okay, so it's very cheap, way cheap. Anybody can afford it. All right, these are purely backtesting videos where I want to backtest all the trading ideas that you know, and these are simple trading ideas. These are things that if you know them the right way, you can start making money off them. All right, so this is the simple concept. This is what we mean when we say support and resistance. Okay, now let's head on to the charts and let's see this support and resistance for ourselves, right? So this is GBP USD. This is GBP USD on the 1 hour time frame. Now the number one mistake a lot of you guys make when trading support and resistance is that you use lower time frames. You don't use lower time frames to trade support and resistance. Reason is because on lower time frames it becomes easy for price to manipulate support and resistance levels on lower time frames. Price can tap into a support level once and comes back and breaks it effortlessly. The reason it does that is not because that support or resistance level is not a support and resistance level. It simply does that because that level is not strong enough to hold price. That's why it does that. So, one mistake a lot of you make is that you're using lower time frames to find your support and resistance levels. If you want to trade the concept of support and resistance, you should be focusing more on swing points, right? Swing points. See, I'm not going to be bringing in the words like other blocks and all that. No, I won't be saying any of those things in this video. I'll be putting them out. I'm purely focusing on pure price action. Okay, now number one thing you want to do is your time frame. At least minimum you should be using is 1 hour time frame. Minimum is 1 hour. You can use 4 hours. fine. You can use 2 hours, which is fine, but minimum should be 1 hour time frame. Then maybe you can dive into smaller time frames for entries and confirmations, but I'm not going to be talking about confirmations in these videos. But all I'm going to focus in on is how to find valid support and resistance points. Okay, so basically this is what we want to note. Let's use here. Okay, let's use this point. Let's focus on this area. So like I said, we're focusing on swing points. I believe you know what market structure is by now. That's why I say this is not a comprehensive course. I'm just back testing an idea, right? You know what market structure is. So now we've seen market move from here, giving us a swing low, a high, a low, and a high. Okay? Now, this area, this entire zone is our level of what? Support. Why? Because price bounced off from here in an aggressive manner. Now, another thing you want to take note of when trading support and resistance is volume or momentum. Volume or momentum. What that means is, how did price react from that area? With what level of speed did price react from that area when it tapped in? Now we can see we had price coming down here in a bearish manner. It got to this area. Notice I'm not even looking at what's happening behind. This is just 1 hour. It got down to this area. We see a retracement up, came back. It didn't go below this point, and then aggressively went high. All right. Now we're not buying. We're not buying when price comes down. No, we're waiting to trade against it. So we're waiting to see a breakout. The reason why we're not buying is because if you decide to buy after these 2 taps, you may get trapped. So what we want to see is that breakout, that first breakout, and then we get involved. Okay. So now the next time price is coming in, price broke through it, broke through this point down to this level. Now this is where I want you to focus more on. This is where I want you to focus more on. Our support level, our support level is this entire zone. This entire zone is our support level. Now you see how I marked both from the wick of this candle till this other point. This entire zone is our support level. Now what we're waiting for price to do is to tap into this zone again, and then we're going short. So if I'm to go short from here, what I want to simply do is put my entry just at this level. My stop loss will be slightly above this candle. Now, why is it above that candle? Because we can see a fair value gap here. If you notice, there's a fair value gap here. But I'm not teaching fair value gap. I'm teaching purely support and resistance, right? There's a slight fair value gap here. Now, my entry is just above this candle. Now, the next question is, how do we get our take profits? Now, that take profits can be determined by you. How do I mean? There are 2 ways you can get your take profits. Number one, look to the left-hand side, because price will go from support levels to resistance levels, support levels to resistance level. We can see another level of support here. Price has broken through this level of support. This is another level of support here. Why is this a level of support? Because price reacted quickly from this level. That becomes our TP. Just not below it, before or around that supply zone. And then we'll have an entry there. Okay? We have an entry at that point. All right? We now have an entry at that point. Then you can still choose to scale up or scale down as price gives you more opportunities. All right, you can choose to scale down as price gives you more opportunities, but we're not paying attention to those data. We're looking at it like those data don't exist. All right, now how do we get another setup? Notice price tapped in, came back, traded through in, and traded away from it. All right, if you understand structure, you will know what happened there. For those of you that understand structure very well, you will understand what happened there. Okay, you will know price changed from uptrend to downtrend, so giving us um lower high, lower lows, lower highs, and then a lower low. But that's not what I'm talking about in this video. I'm just talking about support and resistance. Now we've had that. Now come back again. Let's pay attention to this. We can see another uptrend here. Market has started giving us another uptrend here, right? Building supports. Now pay attention. This is 1 hour. See market tapped here. Market tapped here, right? Focus on large candles. All right. Market has tapped in here. Market has tapped in here, right? This level where we have multiple touches is a support level. All right. At the end of this video, I would give you an assignment, something you have to go and study. I can't start talking about all of them because of time, right? I don't want this video to exceed maximum 30 minutes. Okay. Now, we have maximum or multiple touches here. You can see how price reacted here and then went high and then suddenly broke through it here. Where is our level of support this time around? This is now a level of resistance. I'm marking from here up to this point as a level of what? Resistance. Our entry is coming in here. See, I put our entry here. Our stop loss is just above this candle, right? This is the largest candle here that broke through that resistance. Where's our TP gonna be? Our TP is just at this point. That's our take profits. All right. And there we have a nice trade. Okay, we have a nice trade. Now we have a downtrend, right? We have market trending lower here. This is now a downtrend. Market's trended lower here, right? Let me take out this trend line and then came back here, broke through. We can see touches here. These are multiple touches. We're seeing multiple reactions on this zone. That gives us an idea that this is a potential level of what? Resistance. But quite unfortunate, what happened? Market broke through it to the upside. All right. Now, this area where we find multiple touches is now our support, our level of support. Why is that our area of support? Notice price tapped here, reacted to the upside, and then broke through it, came back, reacted here. By default, we expect to see markets go lower, but no, it didn't. It broke through it, going higher. So we take our entry from here, and then our stop loss is below this candle that actually broke through. This momentum candle is where our stop loss is gonna be, because we don't want to risk too much. Where's our TP gonna be? Our TP is just gonna be at this point. All right, it's that simple. You've gotten 3 trades just by understanding support and what? Resistance. Now, there are a few things I want you to understand. Support and resistance doesn't just work on its own. That's number one thing. This is what you won't hear often. It doesn't just work on its own. There are principles that backs support and resistance. There are a few things you need an understanding of if you must trade support and resistance. All right, support and resistance still works. It does work. Okay, maybe we'll take live trades. Now let me show you an instance here too. This is also another instance here. We've seen a reaction. Price tapped here, reacted to the downside. Now, the reason we are putting our take profit here is because this is where price reacted to the downside. And now, by default, we expect to see price react from here lower. But what happened? Price broke through it, making this zone our level of what? Our new level of support. Okay? So we are going in from here, right? If you look closely, you see multiple touches in price. These are multiple touches. Our entry is here. Where's our stop loss? Our stop loss is simply going to be here, below this point. Your TP can be here, or you can decide to look backward a bit. And I can decide to put my TP here. because this is where we had another reaction. All right, you can monitor. This is GBP USD, right? British pound USD. You can check out this trade maybe by the end of the day, and let's see how it played out. Okay, it's an assignment. You can check it out, revert back to this video, check it out and see how it played out. You see that support and resistance works every single time. It never stopped working. The only issue is that people stopped understanding how it works. A lot of persons stopped understanding how it works. They started failing the principles behind it. Like, number one, you need to have an idea of premium and discount, which has to do with market structure. I'm so sure many of you don't know what premium and discounts are. I'm so sure many persons here don't know what premium and discounts are, okay? Which is an issue. So if you don't understand what premium and discounts are, how do you look for support and resistance levels? Aside from the fact that we know that a potential support level is a level where price reacts from quickly, all right? So we want to see that reaction, that multiple touches, that struggle. We want to see price struggle and reject from a particular zone. If you look at every support and resistance level that I have marked out, you will see one thing in common is that there was a rejection at some point, meaning price had some level of rejections, multiple touches around that zone. All right, there was a struggle before it finally broke. We're trading the breakouts. That's what we're trading. We're trading the breakout of a support to resistance. So when it breaks out, that support becomes resistance. That's what we're trading. So let's say we have this resistance level. What we want to trade is the breakout, and then we join the trend going higher. That's what we want to trade. Is that breakout? We're not trading alongside this one coming lower. No, we're waiting for the breakout. Once it breaks out and this turns into a new resistance point, this resistance turns into support. This is resistance because it's resisting price from going higher. And then when price finally goes higher, it becomes what? Support for price, and then price trades off it. That's what we're trading. That's our edge. That's our advantage, because we understand this concept. That gives us an advantage over the market. Another thing you need to note is higher time frames are important. If you notice, I didn't go to a lower time frame to look for entry. No, I simply played around with the candles that I'm seeing. Notice stop loss is just below this candle. You can give it a little bit of pips because of spread. Spread might take you out. So you can put it down a little bit, but you know your stop loss is right below that candle. All right. The next one here, we have this massive candle here. Stop loss is right above it, right? The next here, we have this right here. Stop loss is right above it, right? The next one, we have this massive candle. Stop loss is right below it. Okay, so that's simply how you find entries. That's simply how you find entries. Always buy from support levels and sell from resistance points. All right. If the market has left the level, it has gone. Leave it. Don't chase it. All right. Don't chase price, so you don't end up hurting yourself. Okay. So that's all for this video. Do well to drop your questions, like, follow, and share these videos. All right. So more persons can see. All right. If you have any questions, drop in the comment sections. I'll attend to your questions as soon as I see them. Thank you, guys.